Victory Monday. Well, one of us. What's going on, LBHT Crew B? What is going on?
What's going on, man? Like I said, not a Victory Monday over here, but that's okay.
It's all good, man.
It's
So,
all right.
like we like to give you guys a post game stream when we can. Yesterday we weren't able to do it, so we decided to come here on Monday and do a quick recap of the games. A little early addition to the Wednesday show. And we got Living Legend in the house. What's up, Living Legend? Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? King of Pugo's in the house. We got Garnett West. He said 2 days early, but I'll take it. Yeah. So like I was saying, man, like we like to give you the post game stream when we can. Like not every Sunday we're gonna be able to do it, but if not, we'll try to make it up on Monday. Click one. Yo. Yes, early. Yes.
Jake, what's going on?
JP, man? What's up? Yes,
everybody. Raven Ron in here.
Yes, 5-1 for one of us.
Just Aloe.
What's up, man? And my little man Jacob, who's upstairs right now watching. Thank you, son. I appreciate you. I love you.
ABC Def, what's going on, man? I'm just curious. There was a certain guy who joined your show that said he'd take Herbert over Lamar. Let's see if he owns up.
Who's that? Who said that?
I don't know, man.
He was on our show? Was he on the show or was he in the stream? Well, listen. Herbert's good. Oh, what's up, Mikey? He said El Freaky. Yes. Eric L.
What's going on?
He said, greetings, brother, man. Greetings to you, sir.
Yes,
he
sir.
said, I know all's most excellent. Our condolences goes out to Colin Powell's family. Yes, sir. Yes. Mm-hmm. He passed away today at 84 years old.
Yeah.
So, yes, condolences to him and his family. Tough. Oh, yeah, I already read Tough Puppies. Yes, Tough Puppy. Jacob does have a great father. He does. Excellent father. Said he
Felipe Marino.
Look,
always calling it, always policing the comments.
Man, look, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Justin Herbert is listen. Obviously, because we're Ravens fans, we don't agree with that. But Justin Herbert is that good, right? So if people say I take Justin Herbert over him, I don't look at that as a diss necessarily, right? You got Justin Herbert, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Kyler Murray. That's why we put up that poll. I know you guys are like, oh, this is a biased poll. Yeah, it is because we got a lot of Ravens fans on this channel. But those are the guys that are in the running, right? Yeah. Josh Allen, I mean, even Kirk Cousins right now.
What's up, Felipe?
What's up, Felipe? Felipe, I'm defending you a little bit. They're trying to go at you a little bit. But these guys are playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's team is undefeated, and they are rolling. They are plowing through teams that I thought were really good, right? San Francisco beat them down. Rams beat them down. Mm-hmm. The Browns, they just beat the brakes off the Browns. Okay, they're playing really good football. That's why I keep telling you guys, watch some other games around the league. Don't just watch Ravens games. Watch some other games around the league and see how these guys play, because you'll be surprised. But yes,
Chris. Yes. Have you been watching the rest of the season? Yes.
Yeah. Well, listen. Again, I feel like I have to explain this because some people get it misconstrued. Defund the defense does not mean the defense is trash. It's quite the opposite. It's saying defund the defense because we believe the defense is good enough. So stop spending your money and resources on that side of the ball. You need to invest in what's going to actually win you games, which is Lamar Jackson. Because
I will say this to Chris. I'll say this. The coaching staff also believes in defund the defense. That's why they brought in Josh Bynes to do the job of the first and third round picks who haven't been doing their job.
Yeah, I mean, look, from the time we started this channel, we've been saying it was a mistake drafting Patrick Queen. All right. But I mean, we'll get into that in a second. Like, let's look, man, this is supposed to be a happy time, man. Don't get us started on that. Okay. Let's talk about the beatdown that was the Chargers. Okay. Ravens over the Chargers, 34-6. Now, what's crazy about it is, yes, like Chris Hall is pointing out, the defense had an excellent game.
Yes.
And there's not going to be any shade thrown on this stream about the defense. The defense went out there and did what me and B knew that they could do. Mm-hmm. Right. They just hadn't been doing it, but they showed up, and that's what happens when they show up.
Yeah. I mean, like, part of it was the Chargers didn't have it, right? They had an off day. Justin Herbert looked off from the very beginning, but a big part of that was the Ravens defense came and put it on them.
Yes.
You know, they came and they showed up. They did exactly what they had to do for 4 straight quarters. And yeah, so you know, props to the defense, man. Like you took a red hot Chargers team with a quarterback who was just, you know, entering into the MVP discussion and held them to 6 points. 6 points is basically a shutout in the NFL now.
Pretty much. Pretty much, you cannot ask for more than that. And who knows, if Lamar doesn't throw the interception, maybe it would have been a shutout. All right. Lamar didn't have the greatest game.
What's up, Danity?
What's up, Danity? He said, hey guys, victory. Or she says, I'm sorry. She says, hey guys, victory Monday. Man, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like there's no picture there. Okay. There's a lot of dudes out here. We haven't seen Tanja in forever. Like, I don't know what's going on here. All right. I'm sorry, Danity. But yes, victory Monday. But yes, Lamar didn't have a great day out there. But overall, they did enough. I think controlling the clock was the biggest thing. They were efficient in running the ball and just really moving the chains and just keeping the Chargers off the field. And that with, you know, throwing a different defensive scheme that they hadn't seen before, because Justin Herbert said that after the game that, you know, they were game planning for a different type of defense, and they showed them something that they hadn't done all season long, right? Which is what they should have been doing. Like this is some of the criticisms that we have of Wink and Greg Roman, more so Greg Roman, but Wink, like you shouldn't be predictable. Yeah. You know, like you got to be able to make adjustments to keep teams off balance. But they did it on Sunday. Like I said, no shade thrown, man. Like they did what they needed to do, and props to them.
What's up, Free?
What's up, Free? Oh, okay, Free and D's in here in the live stream. Shout out to LBHT crew. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, the defense played great. The offense not so much, but they did what they had to do. And that's a great overall team win. And you know, we kind of pick on the team a lot or nitpick a lot. But you know, it's because they're going out there and they're not playing well. They're not performing well. They're not putting out the performances that we know they're capable of. They didn't play perfectly on Sunday, but they did what they had to do and they got the win.
Yep.
A big win.
Exactly.
A statement win.
Yes. And I mean, look, the way NFL is right now, it is a thin line between not good and top of the league. It really is, because you're talking about a non-fumble away and the Chiefs kick a field goal and we lose that game.
Yeah.
We're talking about the two other wins that we had over the Lions and the Colts took something historic to happen in both games. Think about that. We needed our kicker to do something that no other kicker has done in the history of football to win that game.
Yeah.
Okay. We needed Lamar to do something that no other quarterback has done in the history of football to win that game. If it's not, I mean, we could just as easily be, you know, have 2 wins.
Yeah. But you know, the that's the thing, right? When you have a great team, when you have great players, you make those plays.
Yes.
When you don't have great players, you don't make those plays. Like you look at Seattle and Pittsburgh last night.
Yes.
You know, and I felt so bad for Geno, right? Because he throws the pass on the sidelines. DK Metcalf catches it. Instead of going out of bounds, he says, I'm going to get some extra yards. Immediately gets the ball punched out and fumbles it, right? And it bounced straight to a Seahawk. So it's all good. You go into overtime, Geno escapes the pocket. He's trying to take off and run. TJ Watt comes, slaps his hand, knocks the ball out. It bounces straight to a Steeler. And you can tell that Geno was devastated, right?
Yeah.
But those are the differences, you know. Geno, if he puts that ball away half a second sooner, Seattle probably wins that game. But you know.
And you know, and the thing is, they hadn't been blocking for Geno all night. Like they haven't been blocking TJ Watt all game. And I was telling B, that's the difference between having a good, like I said, if the margin is thin, from bad to good to great, it's a very thin margin. And what we're seeing, the only thing that we're seeing is Geno's playing solid football. He's playing with a poor O-line, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, his supporting cast, I mean, they're not healthy. You know, Chris Carson wasn't out there playing. You had Alex Collins, ironically, he used to play for the Ravens. But what you're seeing is what Russell Wilson has to deal with week in and week out when he's healthy. But because he's a great player, he overcomes that. So it's something that we take for granted. And I'm telling you guys, the same thing is going on right now. Our O-line is really bad. It's really bad. It doesn't look that way because Lamar can do a lot of things with his feet to avoid sacks. And just the fact that he's able to do that, he has the ability to do that, it makes defenses think twice about what they do. They second guess a lot of things that they do out there.
And even still, even with him having that kind of ability, he got sacked 3 times and hit 8 other times. Like, it's not been good. It hasn't been good at all. We did get an anonymous Cash App here asking the Ravens, or might the Ravens still need another wide receiver in 2022? Do you agree?
We got to see how Rashad Bateman looks, and we have to see, how much Hollywood continues to progress. I think Hollywood's looking good. I mean, he's not looking like an elite wide receiver, but again, that's another thing we discussed. It doesn't look like the Ravens want to. What's up, Gilbert?
What's up, Gilbert?
It doesn't look like the Ravens want to spend money on an elite wide receiver.
No.
So the next best thing is Hollywood, right? We should have done everything we could to get Hopkins. Have you guys seen DeAndre Hopkins play lately? I mean, he's insane. He is insane. To get that kind of play, you got to pay whatever, whether it's picks, money, whatever. But I would say it never hurts to add more. And if AB is out there again, you guys seen AB play lately?
What's up, Deshaun?
What's up, Deshaun? So if AB's out there again and he says, "Yeah, I want to play in Baltimore," get him.
Yeah. So yeah. So for me, I'm never gonna say no to more offensive talent, right? I mean, you can't have enough in today's NFL. But I will say that I do think Baltimore is in a good place with Hollywood, Watkins, Bateman, and even the guys, Devin Duvernay, Prochet. We'll see on Miles. I'd like to keep hope alive for Miles, but I don't really believe in him. But I think they're in a good place. Tylan Wallace, I think, will come on next year a little bit. So I think they don't need another wide receiver. I think the number one focus moving forward has to be to fix the O-line. It's starting to sound like, I kind of felt this way from the moment he got hurt, but it's starting to sound like maybe Ronnie Stanley's not coming back. And they don't have
I don't know
answers at tackle, period. They don't have answers at either tackle spot now.
What do you guys,
they need to really focus on rebuilding that line.
What do you guys think about Ronnie Stanley, man? Type your comments in there. And also, if you want to be awesome like that anonymous donor, you can do that 2 ways. You can hit up our Cash App right above B, $LBHT show. And also, B, if you could put the link in the chat. B's going to put a link in the chat. That's what we use for our Streamlabs. Don't be scared of the link. It ain't malware, okay? You just click on that link, right? And same way like you do a super chat or super chat or Cash App, you just leave a donation, you leave a comment, and we will read it on air. Did you post it in there? I'm about to pin it right now. All right. Let me get that. All right. So that's pinned. That's going to be pinned to the top of the chat.
Will saying trade Ronnie. I don't know about all that. Not yet.
No. Like, we don't know the extent of his injury. Like, if you're hurt, you're hurt. Right.
Yeah. And he's hurt right now because of the coaching staff.
Yes. They rushed him back. He probably would be playing right now with no ailments if they didn't rush him back.
Yeah. I think that's true for several guys. I think, with the rules the way they are now with the injured reserve, where you can put guys on there and get them back in 3 weeks and all that. I think there's several guys, Ronnie, Derek Wolfe, maybe Dalen Hayes. Well, not Dalen Hayes, but Bateman, Boykin, a couple other guys who maybe would have just started the season on the PUP list.
Yeah.
But, in Ronnie's case, they said, hey, we'll put him out there. He'll play through it and we'll be okay. Or he won't be able to play through it. We'll toss him on injured reserve for a few weeks. He'll come back and it'll be all good. Yeah. But he went out there, he got hurt, and who knows when he's coming back now.
Yeah. See, and Danny, she's throwing shade at him too. She says he got his money and now he's taking his precious time coming back. Not you too, Danity. Man, like what do you want him to do? He's injured, right?
Yeah.
Not hurt.
Sean says he thinks he brought Stanley back too soon, but luckily we get a bye after this week, so maybe we get him and or some guys back.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be gone. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be gone for the whole season. But I think when they say there's a setback, you got to understand. You got to understand John Harbaugh talk. John Harbaugh, when he says somebody's fine, that means he's going to miss a couple weeks. When he says, "Oh well, he's coming along fine," that means he might miss a couple months. When he says that there's a setback, there's a minor setback, that means he might have torn something again.
That means he might be dead. No, he said I guess today or yesterday that they're nearing a resolution. Because you got to remember, like, this has been since week 1, and they haven't even said what's wrong with him, really.
Yeah.
They haven't said anything. We're talking about over a month later, and we have no idea what's going on with Ronnie Stanley. I don't think he's going to play again at this point. This season, he'll play again, right. But I think he's going to be out for the rest of the year. They just picked up a tackle off of waivers from Dallas, so I think they're getting ready to announce that he's
which one
going on. I forget his name, Brandon Knight, I believe.
Oh, okay,
but it was just somebody who they had cut because they got Lyle Collins back.
Yeah, so it sucks, but you need Ronnie Stanley at 100%. I think he will come back. We don't need him to get through the regular season. We need him for the playoffs. And if he's ready to come back for a playoffs, we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. So I'm not too worried about it, but I don't want him coming back and just risking greater injury. Come back 100% so you can give us 100% out there. Right. The problem isn't you guys' problem isn't with Ronnie Stanley. It's with EDC and his lack of ability to put together a good O-line. The O-line is awful, and that's not Ronnie Stanley's fault.
This is funny to me because Boykin with the pity 5-yard catch, shout out to him. It's funny to me because that's what James Prochet's entire career has been. But that's cool, man.
Look, man, again, he's another one. They're bringing him along slow. I think you're going to see more Boykin in the future, guys. I think he's going to get a little bit more involved, but they're bringing him along slowly.
Yeah. Right? Don't be making threats over there. But yeah, speaking of, though, Rashad Bateman, he made his debut in this one. He had 4 catches for, I believe it was 29 yards. All 4 catches went for first downs. And it's Victory Monday, and we're being super positive. So that's all that happened in that game.
Yeah.
He made 4 catches on 4 targets for 4 first downs, and he looked really good.
Yes, he did not let the ball bounce off his chest that got intercepted. That did not happen, guys. Helio Dominguez, what's going on, man? He says, I see it another way. Lamar did have a good game. Mm-hmm. He was still 70% accurate through the air. Yes, and converted key third down passing. He just didn't need to use his arms as much. The running game was doing it all. That is true. But in our society, we judge off our stats, right? In the NFL, we judge off of stats, and the stat line didn't look great. I don't think he played an awful game. That one interception he threw was a bad interception. That's all him. Yeah. And he was targeting Rashad Bateman. I think he really wanted Rashad Bateman to get going. Well, at that point, Rashad Bateman was in a rhythm.
I know wide receivers love playing with Lamar Jackson, man. He's out there trying to make these dudes look like superstars. Yeah, every chance he gets.
Yeah. So
King, man, man, listen.
He says, "Why receiver one incoming?"
It's too soon to say it, but man, I agree.
With Bateman.
I think he's going to be outstanding, man. I think he's going to make a big difference on the offense. Not that Hollywood's been doing a bad job as the wide receiver one, but that's why I say when he starts getting going, I think they're going to be unstoppable on offense.
Yeah, me and B felt good about Rashad Bateman coming out of college. I was a little stunned that we actually ended up with him.
Yeah, I didn't think he would last till the Ravens pick at all.
Me neither.
I thought that was just silly.
Yeah,
it's just silly to think that.
So I'm trying to temper my expectations because I've been burned on this before. Okay, so it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, let's just calm down. Let's just calm down. Let's wait and see what he does. But
he changed his Twitter profile picture to the bat signal and everything. Like he's embracing it.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
very, very, very excited about Rashad Bateman. Let me tell you who I'm not excited about. That's Sam Darnold. Okay. Sam Darnold and Terrace Marshall
Well,
and
hold on.
Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore
Hold
and
on.
11 guys on defense.
Let's talk about
Not
it,
really
guys.
excited about them.
Guys, we can keep the conversation go about the Ravens in a second, but we need B to vent about this. Okay, we need B to vent about this.
There's nothing to vent about. All right, because I told y'all before the season that Sam Darnold is who we thought he was, and that's exactly what you're seeing. I don't know how many of you saw any part of the Panthers game. First play of the game, he's dropped back. He's got nothing but time. Nobody near him. He starts running around the pocket like he thinks he's Lamar Jackson, running away from nobody. And then he stops and he's looking downfield and he turns. He looks at his left tackle. I don't know what he saw. I think he saw another ghost. He turns around. He sprints out of the pocket, throws a terrible pass up the right sideline. He gets intercepted. And I'm like, there's Sam Darnold's entire career in one play. I hate it so much. Yeah. And I can't even blame him for the loss.
He said this is the topic she's been waiting for.
You can't even blame him for the loss, right? Like that loss was not on him. The Panthers dropped 8 passes. The defense gave up over 500 yards to a team that scored 7 points on the Browns. Like, what is happening?
Look,
and you got the head coach out there talking about, man, it's tough without Christian. Like, what are you doing?
Listen, I might have to clip this part of it and put it out as a separate video. And I'm going to invite all the people. Look, we put out a video when we were predicting. We gave a grade for the drafts for Ravens and Panthers, and we did predictions for the season. That video probably got the most thumbs down we've ever had in a single video. Yeah. Panthers Nation hated us in that video. And I think I had them with a winning record. It was like a little bit over, like, I think maybe 9 wins. I think I had them going 8 or 9 wins, somewhere around there. And man, we're such haters. We're this is and that, and Sam Darnold's going to show you. Look it up. It's there. And that was our reckless. That was our early and reckless predictions. And we told everybody to calm down. And they're like, we're not going to calm down, sir. How dare you disrespect Panthers Nation? How dare you disrespect Sam Darnold? All right. Yeah. And early on, he got a winning streak. And we did say this too. We did warn you. Look, early in the season, we could see you guys win a few games, get hyped up, and then the tough part of your schedule happens. And that's what's happening right now. But
it's disgusting.
But good news is you got the Giants next week, and I have you guys winning big in that game.
Well, initially I was not real confident about that, just because when you're playing poorly, it doesn't matter who you play against; you can lose to anybody. But then I heard Joe Judge. Joe Judge went out there today talking about how he wasn't gonna say any names, but it was gonna be addressed internally that they saw some guys not giving full effort out there. And I thought, okay, yeah, they're gonna stomp out the Giants. When the players start quitting on you, you're done. Like that team's in disarray. They've had a lot of injuries.
But hold on, don't give away too much because we got a Wednesday show to do. Let's focus. Yeah. Let's focus on this. Let's focus on this Vikings loss. Because look,
focus on the Vikings loss, but that's all right.
And I didn't get to watch that game live. I barely got to watch the Ravens game live. I had to go back and watch the replay for both games earlier today. And that Panthers game was hard to watch because out the gate, Darnold throws an interception. Yeah. And it wasn't even a good pick. Like, he danced around, like you said, that when B was saying he's trying to be Lamar,
nothing.
I mean, he's really trying to be Cam, right? Because he gets compared to Cam Newton. But he's dancing around, goes to the other side, throws the ball, intercepted, and it's just like you could have thrown the ball away at any point, intercepted,
or just held it. Nobody was coming for you.
Defense holds them to a field goal at that point. Not the end of the world. All right. And I forget the exchange of points that happened after that. I know the Vikings ended up going up at some point by double digits, but the Panthers battled back. that, actually, no, the Panthers were up. They were up 17-12. They got
the
block
Vikings
punt.
were up 12-10. Panthers blocked a punt for a touchdown, went up 17-12, and then proceeded to give up, I believe it was 16 straight.
That's the thing that got me, because after that block punt, I told you, I said that should have been the point where they just took over, right? You're at home, you got momentum, you had a big play there. You haven't been playing great, but now you still got the lead. It's time to run them off the field. And the very next drive, Dalvin Cook said, "No, I'm going to run it down your throat." Okay, he ran it every which way until he got into the end zone.
Yeah, gave up a 30-yard run to the fullback. That was nice.
Yes, yeah. But you guys, despite all that, despite the drops, despite the missed deep passes, despite all of that, you still get to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, as bad as you've been playing, you still take it to overtime. I feel like there's no question you're the better team, right? You're just playing sloppy, but you're showing that even when you play that bad, you're still the better team. You would come out with that win, and then you gave it the touchdown.
Yeah, it was hilarious because the Panthers were pumped. I was pumped watching it because Dante Jackson ran up. I forget which wide receiver it was. I want to say it was Justin Jefferson, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. But they tried to throw, a quick out or a quick pass to the receiver, and Dante Jackson ran up and just stuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it dropped him on the spot, and I was like, "Wow, man!" Like they know that this is the moment. They give up over 500 yards, but they're like, "Hey, we've got a chance right now to step up and still win this game." And the very next play, they gave up a touchdown.
Yeah,
and the game was over.
Yes, yeah. So speaking of Dante Jackson, we discussed it. He's more than likely gone after this year. Very good corner. He's going to want to get paid. He will get paid. He's having a very good year.
Mm-hmm.
But you just traded for Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
You drafted J.C. Horn, and you traded for C.J.
Henderson. Yes. And they've got A.J. Bouye as well. They've got Jeremy Chin in the secondary, who they're going to have to pay in a couple of years. So, it just doesn't, he's kind of the odd man out.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, there'll be a very good corner available in free agency. Ravens need to stay far away, though, because #defund the defense.
They are good, Danity. All right. Worry about your defense.
Defense is good, but that's the point. That's what we say. That's part of the reason why we did the #defund the defense. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. They're going to have games like that. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. The Rams just got blown out a couple weeks ago by the Cardinals, right? And they have an excellent defense. They're the number one defense last year.
Well, so with Carolina, also Shaq Thompson's out, J.C. Horn's out. They didn't have Stephon Gilmore. He's still on the PUP list. He's getting ready to come back next week, maybe. So they're missing a few guys, and you got to look at it too. They have a lot of talent, but they are a young defense, and you shouldn't be relying on a young defense to win you games. You can't rely on a veteran defense to win you games. So you definitely shouldn't be relying on a defense that's led by guys with 3 years of experience or less.
Yeah. So, today's NFL is different, guys. It's just different. Like, you're not going to be able to shut teams down on a weekly basis like you used to. So, Danny wants to know what happened from the beginning of the year. Now, better teams.
Yeah. So, look, they got worked when they played Dallas. They held up for the first half. They played really well, and then the wheels came off. But Dallas is a great offense. You're not going to hold Dallas's offense. And then, the last couple of weeks, they've had some injuries. Against Philly, they played pretty well. I wouldn't say they played great, but they played well enough. This week, like I said, they had some injuries. You're going up against another loaded offense, and your offense isn't helping. And at some point, when you're relying on your defense like that, they're just going to break at some point.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we've seen happen the last few weeks. But overall, they're fine.
8 drop passes. You had interception and a fumble by Donald, right? Yeah. Lots of 3-and-outs. Your defense gets tired.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a defense that's getting tired. And when you get tired, you'll give up.
You have physical fatigue and mental fatigue.
And
Because
against an offense that has a lot of talent. Like
yeah,
you guys know how good Dalvin
you're
Cook is.
talking about Dalvin Cook. His backup is Alexander Madison. He's really good. You got Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. That's arguably one of the best duos in the league at wide receiver.
Yes.
I mean, you just can't hold teams like that.
Right.
You really can't.
So you mean you can slow them down, and if you do what the Ravens did, which is control the clock, because that was the main thing I saw was they controlled the clock. They were on the field for a long time, and they threw it. Like I said, you took advantage of a young quarterback, threw different looks at him, and you kind of just slowed him down enough to just throw the rhythm off, and we scored points. That's the main thing. We scored points. We had these long drives. We extended the drive, and we finished with touchdowns. So that's another thing. We can get back to the Ravens game, but we what we did was touchdown. They punted the ball, another touchdown. I think we got a turnover, right? I think we threw an interception, and then we got a field goal. So it's 17-0. And then at that point, panic kicks in. New coach, first time head coach, right? A new quarterback, and it's just like, dang, this team is really good. They're scoring on every drive, and we are in the hole. We have to put up points. And what happens? They're going for it on fourth down on their side of the field.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. That's kind of that's who they've been. Like that's
I don't have a problem with it either. But I'm just saying,
but it's just I think it snowballed on them.
But I'm saying that's how you get to holding them to 6 points, right?
Yeah.
It's a like the defense played a lot better, but also the offense did a big job of putting the pressure on them, making them one dimensional. Like now they can't run.
Yeah,
they're too far behind.
I think that they've got a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert. I think that their head coach, I think they got a really good one also. And I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to be contenders for a long time. But this happens to young teams all the time. When they're first kind of coming up and trying to make their claim as being one of the contenders in their conference or in the league. And then they play one of the actual contenders, somebody who's been there for a while, and they get slapped down.
Yeah.
And, it happens all the time. They'll be fine.
Yeah. What's up, Z the Beast? I ain't see you in there. Ronnie Stanley looking like a big yikes. Ronnie Stanley's just hurt. I don't know what this is, judging players that are injured, man. Like, they're just injured. Let them heal. Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to trade Ronnie Stanley? He's the best left tackle in the league.
Somebody
You don't want to trade him.
But yeah, answer this last question about the Panthers before we go back to the Ravens. The Jets fans said it was the coaching with Sam Darnold. What you think? Sam Darnold sucks. He's not a good quarterback. He's inaccurate. He makes bad decisions, and he panics. And the coaching was also a problem with the Jets. Now he's in Carolina. I won't say that the coaching is necessarily a big problem on the offense, but all the rest of that is still there. That's just who he is. And, the O-line can't really protect consistently for him. And you see the panic jump out every so often.
I'm going to follow up one more question by Felipe Moreno. He says, who would you take, Sam or Mayfield? Ooh.
I mean, no. Ooh, Baker is leagues better than Sam.
Yes.
I mean, I don't like Baker, but he's much better than Sam.
Look, because we were talking about Baker earlier, and we can
Baker
talk
gotta stop trying so hard.
The Cardinals absolutely worked the Browns, and I didn't want to use the F word, but it's showing a little bit of fraud, going on there, a little bit of fraud. Okay.
Their defense is certainly fraudulent.
I don't know what to make of this team. They look really good at the beginning of the year, and they always look good on paper. The last couple of years, they've looked good on paper.
Yeah,
but they haven't. They're not good. They don't look like they're a good team right now. Baker is looking like he's looking like the Browns fans' worst nightmare right now. A quarterback that's average that you're going to have to pay.
Yeah. Mike says Baker had a rough day at the office. I think he had a Baker day at the office.
Baker is hovering around that average type of year right now. That's his trajectory right now. He's not. It's not bad, but it ain't great.
Helio says the Browns are banged up right now. Also, they are, but so is everyone.
Everyone's banged up.
Everyone's banged up.
You can ask fans from any team how they're doing injury wise, and they'll give you a list of players that they're missing that they
They
believe are
will
key.
tell you, man. You know, our head coach deserves the Purple Heart.
Yes.
Like everybody thinks that their team has the most devastating injuries.
Yeah.
Like I said, Carolina's missing J.C. Horn, Christian McCaffrey, Shaq Thompson. Like, yeah, I mean everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Add to pop.
What you're really finding out is that there are only a few players who truly make a difference.
Yep. Absolutely. Add to pop, man. Stop. I see it. I see you. I saw you a while ago. Calm down. Okay. Hollywood looks good and is going to have an elite season, but he got to stop dropping balls that are for touchdowns and makes Lamar look bad on his stats.
I mean, I don't think he should be worrying about Lamar's stats, but
right. Look, some players, look, you can be great and have a dropsies problem. T.O. dropped a lot of passes.
Yeah,
a lot of passes, but you don't remember that because he made big plays, and I see that in Hollywood. And honestly, I think he'll get that under control too. He's still super young as well. You don't really see wide receivers become great until later on, like the third or fourth year, and he's starting to show that now. It's his third year, and he's really breaking out. But Hollywood will be fine. Will he be elite? Man, there's a lot of great wide receivers out there. I don't think he's going to be an elite wide receiver, but he's going to be a good wide receiver. So, and if we got two good wide receivers, I'll take it.
What's going on, Quan?
What's up, Quan?
What's wrong with the Baker and Odell connection? I mean, I'm tempted to just say it's Baker, but I don't know, man. Like they're not on the same page.
So, okay, this is just. I mean, I'm not in their heads or anything like that, but yeah, one, we know Baker isn't that good, and I don't know if he feels pressure to try to get him the ball or what. They don't have a chemistry. But I strongly believe on Odell's part, he just doesn't want to be there. Right? He never wanted to be there. Odell has been playing for how long now?
A while. 7 years, maybe.
Yeah, and he's never really had a say in where he wanted to play.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he did sign an extension with the Giants. He didn't have to do that. He could have forced his way out there. He probably should have. But I think he's feeling a sense of loyalty at the time, and kind of showing that he has something to prove there in New York. And they just traded him, right? He didn't sign up to play for the Browns. And instead of saying, get me out of here, he's trying to show that he can be a good soldier. He can be, somebody that's not a distraction or anything like that. He hasn't been a problem at all there. You haven't heard anything. All you've heard was nothing but support, right? And yes, I want to be here, and we're gonna have a great season and all that stuff. But his heart isn't in it, and I can understand that, right? You gotta let him go. He wants to go play with who he wants to play. So I think that's the issue.
So you think it's like Randy Moss with the Raiders? I mean, I think it's a little bit of that. But I honestly think that they just don't have any kind of chemistry. Like I'm thinking that maybe they honestly just don't get along off the field. That's contributing to it. Because I mean, it makes no sense why he can't really get the ball to Odell. So I think there's just something with those two that's just not clicking, and I think it might be personality wise. And I think they should be looking to move him right now. Yeah, the trade deadline is in 15 days, so they should be trying to get what they can and move on from that. It just didn't work in Cleveland.
Because the fact is, I mean, they're keeping Baker, right? That's already going to be tough to swallow. That's going to be tough to swallow when you have to pay him that check, and to have somebody, you're paying Odell, you're not paying him pennies, right? You're paying him a good amount of money. Somebody that he just can't get the ball to, whatever the reason, they can't get the ball on the same page. You can't keep him around.
And already in the chat, everybody's saying Odell to Baltimore.
I would love
it. Danity says, "Would you take Odell in Carolina?" Yes. I mean, look, there are 30 teams who should be saying yes to that question. I understand the Giants not saying yes as well, but
like you said, let's say him go replace him with OBJ. Yes. Yeah. I don't care who you have to get rid of. Just
no loyalty out here.
I would be all for that. And I'm telling you guys, if we got Odell here, you would see old Odell back
Yeah.
Like just full of energy, making all the catches and everything. You'll be amazed what great players can do when they're motivated. Right? Because you brought up Randy Moss. Quan brought up Randy Moss. Randy Moss looked like he was washed in Oakland. It looked like he was done. He wasn't motivated. He just looked okay, he lost a step. And when he got to New England, he was the greatest wide receiver ever.
Yeah.
Right, so when you play on a team, you're in a situation where you want to be, and they want you there. It's amazing what you can look like when you're a great player.
And the tide has turned. We got a bunch of Ravens fans saying they don't want Odell.
Oh, here we go. You want Rashad Bateman. You want the rookie. You'll take the rookie over Odell, right?
You don't know what he's going to understand. I don't understand. Like, you get a taste of what it's like to actually play modern NFL football, and you don't want to get better at it.
You're like,
saying, no, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. just the one spoonful of sugar. That's it.
Yeah, Agent E. Yeah, we don't need them. Everybody says we don't need anybody until we need them, right? It's not regular season. We never had a problem in the regular season. We win a lot of games, right? That's not a problem. Playoffs is when we need those players, okay? Because everybody we play in the playoffs has their version of Odell. Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, like whoever. AJ Brown, now AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Yeah. Like everybody has those guys where it's just like you have to game plan for them. Like we have to come up with a plan or they'll torch us. We don't have that. We have Lamar. And as good as Hollywood's playing, he's still not that guy. Like I know Bar Scott was being a knucklehead the other day, but he said some things that weren't necessarily untrue. Right? He's not now. He's not as bad as he's trying to make him out to be. He's not an average receiver. He's a pretty good wide receiver, but there are a lot of wide receivers in the league that are better than Hollywood.
Yeah,
and a lot of them play in the AFC.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what, man? You know what? There were even more linebackers in the league who were better than Bart Scott. So maybe pipe down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Bart Scott doing a little revisionist history. Oh, check my pictures and in the facility and whatever.
Check my resume and all this. Like that's a real short trip, my man.
Your resume is being the man that stood next to the man. Okay,
yeah. and then left for the money and never heard from you again.
Yeah.
The only thing he did in New York was the soundbite.
Was the can't wait. I mean, look, it was a big moment. They beat the Patriots. All right. That defense was legit.
Mm-hmm.
He was still a good player. He was probably like the first defensive player that left Baltimore and actually still played well. At least for a little while. But
I don't want to hear it, man. Not from Bart.
No, I don't want to hear it either. Bart. He's just looking for attention. That's all it is. Deshaun says facts. Bartholomew need to relax. Yeah.
No,
he ain't that guy. No, he's never that guy. He was never that guy.
Not even a little bit.
Shannon
Sharp, on the other hand, was that guy. So I completely understand why he's going at DK Metcalf.
Well, I didn't hear. What did he say about DK Metcalf?
So
for that fumble?
Well, yeah, he just posted on Twitter, what was he thinking? Right? Yeah. What was DK thinking? And DK responded to him and told him I forget the exact response, but he called him a little boy. And Shannon Sharp did not appreciate that, and he responded with his whole resume and how DK wishes that he better pray that he could be the player that Shannon Sharp was and all this. Like it's petty, but I mean I get why Shannon
is quick to throw that at players, man. It is funny. All right.
Yeah.
But I mean, what can you do? Like he is that. Like he's one of the greatest players that ever played the game.
Yeah. Right.
and chances
Bart was little bro to big bro. Correct.
Yeah. And chances are DK is never going to be as good as Shannon Sharp. It's hard to be that level of great.
Yeah. He called him washed and a wannabe.
He's not washed. He's retired. He's a Hall of Famer.
Washed. He's very washed. What do you mean? Yeah, he said, "Don't question me, little boy." Hey.
I think Shannon still might be bigger than him.
I know. I was going to say, like, I know you. I know you have them pictures out there standing next to AJ Brown, but man, calm it down a little bit.
Oh, I mean, come on,
man. Shannon was a big dude.
Yeah, don't question me, little boy. You ain't do nothing.
Don't question me on this incredibly boneheaded play that I made.
Aside from being a great player, he's had more accomplishments than you. His teams have had more success than you. Like, it was a dumb play. You don't always have to respond, You You don't always have to say something,
especially when you're wrong.
Right.
Like Shannon was a better player than you are, and he's right. It was stupid.
Like Shannon doesn't usually just throw out the insults. Like he comments on the play most of the time.
Yeah, he didn't insult him.
Right.
So, DK, feeling a little sensitive about it, I guess.
Well, of course he is, because he knows he like I said, he knew he was wrong. He felt bad about it, and nobody likes being criticized right after a loss. So I get it.
DK got blue hair. Enough said.
Blue hair, green hair. Like, I don't mind all that stuff. I don't. You want to be flashy, you want to be a little different. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you better show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you better show up. I don't mind all that, man. Just do you. I don't care about that. But
yeah, it's whatever.
But don't put the ball on the ground.
Well, yeah, because I mean, even that people fumble. It happens. Yeah. It's the fact that you were supposed to go out of bounds and you decided to go and take on that hit and then immediately fumbled. That made it bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if he just fumbled, I'd be like, kind of like with Geno Smith. I'm like, man, that sucks. That's very unfortunate. But no, you brought that on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You want to go around the league real quick? We'll recap a couple of games.
I mean, I suppose we could do it. We want to wrap up before the Monday Night Football starts.
Yeah.
Well, when we talked about Carolina and Minnesota and it looking bad, and they got but yeah, looking bad and just being sloppy and everything. But you know what? They did enough to get to overtime. Now you're the better team. Go win the game. That's what happened with Dallas in the weekend.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. They were messing around and kind of losing for a good portion of that game. They let New England kind of control them. Mac Jones threw that pick six to Trevon Diggs, and to lose the lead late, and then they immediately gave it back on like a 75-yard touchdown the very next play. But they get into overtime and they took care of business, right? And they got out of there with the win. That's what good teams do.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why that's why New England didn't win. That's why Carolina didn't win. It comes down to that, really.
Yeah. And Mac Jones, just like Nick Wright said, he is who he is, guys. He's somebody that he had the one good 75-yard pass. That was a blown coverage though, but for the most part, dink and dunk. He's not going to make any big plays. It's one of those things where Belichick feels like if I can just get him to play discipline, not have to make the mistakes, we'll win more than we lose, and that's just not the case. All right, the NFL is too talented now. Like you need a little bit more from your quarterback, and Mac Jones isn't that guy.
No, at least not right now. Not right now. Moving on, we had.
Hold on, because we're bringing up New England. I just want you guys to know that Matt Judon had 6.5 sacks so far this year. In case you're, for the ones that are saying
we forgot to mention Justin Houston. He added another one to the total.
Oh, wait, okay. So Justin Houston, by our count, we're not the fake stat count. Okay, by our count, he's got 4 sacks, right?
Yeah,
we're giving him 4 sacks.
Yeah, I guess.
So he needs 3 more sacks, guys. 3 more sacks.
On this.
Huh? Listen, living legend. I got you covered, bro. I got you covered. 3 more sacks. 3 more sacks. Okay. and then living legend is going to get himself something from the LBHT store. Okay.
The Patriots need a quarterback, man. That's what they need.
Yes. And if they have another awful year, the owner might be saying they need a coach.
So moving on, speaking of Carolina, we move on to the Packers and the would-be Panther quarterback Justin Fields, who hasn't been playing great, obviously, but he's getting better each week. This week, 16 for 27, 174 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and he added 43 rushing yards.
Hold on a second. Hold on. King Pugo says those Judon sacks amount to nothing, so it's all good. What do you mean they amount to nothing?
What does that mean?
What are you basing it off of? Are you talking about the wins? Because there's no edge rusher that influences the game that much in terms of wins losses. They can contribute a little bit, but like if the rest of the team, if they're not putting up points, like Oweh doesn't put up points for us. Don't think any game Oweh. I know you guys give Oweh credit for that Kansas City game. Oweh didn't score a single touchdown in that game. Okay, that was Lamar putting the team on his back. Okay, but we're happy for Oweh. He's playing well. I'm just saying he ain't playing like Judon, right?
No.
Not yet. He's not there yet. All right. Yeah, Judon. He earned those sacks for sure. Yeah. Look. What's happening is same thing with Zadarius Smith. When you're in this type of defensive scheme, it kind of limits what you can do in terms of getting sacks. They went to different schemes, and you're really seeing what they can do with just 4-man pressure. And it's just, they're looking better, but they're the same players. They're the same players that they were when they were here, right? So don't just look at the sack numbers.
Yeah. So, moving on to the Packers and the Bears, Justin Fields, the guy who should be the Panther quarterback.
Yes.
He had
I still owe you game.
A decent game. But as y'all are pointing out, Green Bay got that win 24-14. They've got a lot of guys on offense, right? Aaron Jones is a top running back. Devontae Adams is a top receiver. A.J. Dillon's playing pretty well. Aaron Rodgers ran for a touchdown and then started screaming at the fans, "I own you. I've owned you all my life. I still own you." It wasn't a great scene for the Bears, but listen, Chicago fans, I'll say this: better days are coming. You're going to be better than Green Bay very, very soon. So just hold on.
Yeah. But you will never own Aaron Rodgers.
That's okay. They don't need to own Aaron Rodgers. Father Time is going to own Aaron Rodgers, and also more sooner than that, he's just going to be playing for somebody else. All right?
It's not the I own you part; it's the I still own you. We've established that I own you. My whole life, I've owned you, right. and I'm still your daddy.
It's awful. It's awful.
Daddy said she wanted Lamar to tell Herbert he owns him. But
Lamar ain't like that, man. Lamar love everybody.
No, he's saying that for Baker.
He likes Baker too.
Yeah,
Lamar ain't about all that.
I think the only people that he doesn't like are on the Tennessee team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of them. I don't think he's on the team anymore. Malcolm Butler. Well, I'll flick him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can also move on. Well, let's cover another one real quick. The Bengals and the Lions, because that is Baltimore's next opponent, the 4-2 Cincinnati Bengals.
Watch out, guys.
Again, this is, I don't want to say that, but this is what we talk about when we say, defund the defense and you need to put players around your quarterback. Cincinnati's O-line is absolute garbage. It is trash. But they passed on Penei Sewell, and they got a generational talent or a generational prospect in Jamar Chase, and they've got themselves 4 wins right now. And Joe Burrow is killing it. Jamar Chase is, honestly running away with Offensive Rookie of the Year, unless you listen to anybody who hasn't watched Mac Jones but wants to suck up to Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow had 271 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Jamar Chase, another 4 catches, 97 yards today or on Sunday. Like, the offense is playing really well. They've got talent all over the place, and it's just hard to defend.
Yeah. Man, why do they always get the great wide receivers, man? I hate that. They go right from AJ Green straight to Jamar Chase. It's not fair. It's not fair.
And that was after they went from Chad Johnson to AJ Green.
Yes. No, not just that. And they always get them in 2. It was Chad Johnson and
Hushmanzada.
All right. Yeah. It was AJ Green and Tyler.
Mohamed Sanu for a long time.
Mohamed Sanu. Well, yeah. And now it's T.
And
now
they've got 3 because they got Tyler Boyd also.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. Man,
listen, they're doing it too. Like they don't stop until they get them either, because they drafted John Ross.
Yeah,
didn't phase him.
They drafted John Ross. They drafted John Ross over Pat Mahomes. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
They picked him over Pat Mahomes.
And now they got Joey B. Okay. It's all good.
Yeah. They're fine on
And
offense.
this is also my thing too. When people talk about, oh, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. What if it doesn't work out? Blah blah blah. Who cares? There's no end date on any of this. Yeah,
No.
you missed on Pat Mahomes. Go get another quarterback. Who cares?
Right.
Right? Hell, we traded for Julio Jones and it didn't work out. So what? Go get another receiver.
Yeah.
Like you don't continue paying for it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Go and just keep doing it until you get the right guy.
Yeah. And King of Pugo says, yeah, they had T.O. for a second too. That's right. That's right. Deshaun says T.O. Yep.
He wasn't exactly great then, though.
No, he wasn't. But is the Lions coach still crying after the games? Oh, I think I think he's a little bit more somber this time. He's a little bit more just accepting of what was going down this time around. It was a beatdown.
Legend bringing up the Cardinals. Yeah, they missed on a top 10 quarterback and drafted another quarterback number 1 the following year.
Yeah. And shout out to Jacob, man. It says go Ravens. That's what I'm talking about. I love that boy, man. He's so supportive of his dad. That happened for a few more years. When he becomes a teenager, then he's going to be too cool. He's going to be too cool for us.
He's like, you know what, man? Like, I watched it. Your show actually kind of sucks.
Just like our nephew. He's actually, I'm too cool for this. I can't be seen hang around you guys. All right, what's the next game? You want to talk about the Cardinals? We kind of talked about the Cardinals earlier. It was a beatdown.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Cardinals, the only undefeated team in the league. They kept that going. They beat Cleveland, was it 37-14?
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Bengals, the Browns didn't have Nick Chubb. Baker got hurt later on in the game. He re-injured his shoulder, but I mean, that's not what gave up 37 points, right? And I'm wondering where this defense is at that I was told didn't have any weaknesses.
Man, I listened to that game on the radio. I was on the road listening to that game, and that Hail Mary that they got right before halftime, I was like, okay, they kept it close with that. But the second half, like the third quarter, it was still a little bit close. And I was like, okay, the Browns are in this. And then just next thing you know, just touchdown at the touchdown at the touchdown. And they just didn't stop. Even at the end of the game, they're still scoring touchdowns. I'm like, man, this is kind of scary.
Which also, by the way, I just want to say that Kyler Murray went out there. He only threw for 229 yards. But he had 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And if this next stat doesn't tell you that you had no shot of winning, I don't know what will. Kyler Murray fumbled the ball 4 times and lost none of them. He recovered all 4 of them himself. Now you look over on the Cleveland side. Baker threw a couple touchdowns, 234 yards, couple touchdowns. He threw an interception. He fumbled twice and lost both of them.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes the ball is just literally not bouncing your way.
True.
It's just kind of what it is.
They get at least 2 of those fumbles. It's a different game.
Yeah. Cleveland will be fine. Nick Chubb will be back, although Kareem Hunt is going to be out for several weeks, they're saying now. But they'll get Nick Chubb back. They'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs, and they'll go out in the first round, and they'll be happy because they're Cleveland fans.
And then they get to pay Baker.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
Great offseason that they got coming up here.
This is going to be a very interesting offseason.
Yeah.
Deshaun says, did y'all hear FIFA?
And fumble recoveries.
Yes. Deshaun says FIFA parting ways with EA. He hosts Madden's next. Madden ain't going anywhere. They just did a new deal with the NFL.
They're not. I don't think they're parting ways with EA. They're in a dispute right now. They're still going to be making their soccer game, and they're still going to have all the players and everything. But no, they just re-upped with the NFL. That's never going away. The NFL doesn't care how good that game is.
No,
they care about the massive check that EA writes them every year, and the fact that it's the only game on the market, so it still sells.
Yeah. Will the Steelers surpass the Browns in a division? Oh,
nah. I mean, nah.
What's the records now?
They're both 3-3. But I gotta believe that the Steelers are still, they've won 2 in a row, but I think they're still trending down because of Ben Roethlisberger. So I'm still sticking with Cleveland.
I'm gonna say yes, because They've never had a losing season. They've never had a losing season, and they're still the big brothers to the Browns. I think it's just going to be they're just in their head, right? The Browns are a better team, no doubt, but you have a just a better coach over there in Pittsburgh, and he just knows what to do out there. I think they do enough to get in their head, and the defense is good. The defense will get after Baker, and you get the Baker, that's when it starts to unravel. Yes, I'm going to say yes. They're going to be ahead of the Browns.
Okay, then. So I figure we can get out of here on this one. Not another game, but a story that's come up this week. Cam Newton is now vaccinated and it's heard from several teams. So do you think he's getting signed in the near future? Where do you think he goes?
Yes, and it better be Washington. It bet Ron, I'm looking at you. Ron Rivera owes his whole career to Cam Newton. Okay.
Well, okay, not his whole career. All right. He was a very successful coordinator before.
Yes, he was. He was. He owes his whole head coaching career. Ron owes it to him. Before I understood, okay, you don't want to be around anyone who's unvaxxed. I totally get that, being a cancer survivor. But now he got the vaccination. He's ready to go. He's ready. Like, Ron Rivera knows Cam better than anybody. He knows Cam is ready. You have no excuses. Your quarterback sucks. You're losing games. It'd been one thing if, hey, I don't want to mess up a good thing. We're on a roll. No matter what you think of Heineke, you could say, hey, we're winning with them. You're not winning with them. He's awful.
Yeah.
Right. And he was Cam's backup before.
Right.
So put him back where he belongs. That's the obvious move. You got Curtis Samuel there, who Cam is familiar with. You know what I mean? You got Terry McLaurin there, who's a dope wide receiver. So you could be doing a lot better if you had somebody like Cam on that team. All right. I see Seattle in there. Mikey put Seattle. Yes, I heard Seattle contacted him. That makes sense.
King Pugo saying Houston.
Houston. I will stay away from Houston, and I will stay away from Seattle too. They can't block. Yeah.
I don't think he'll go to Houston for the simple fact that there's an end date on that starting job, and it's a few weeks away. Right. Russell Wilson comes back, you're going to the bench, period. No matter how you're playing. Houston, the same. I wouldn't go to Houston either. But I see where you're coming from, just because they're a very, very bad team. And I don't think that him being there really makes that big of a difference.
I think he goes to Washington.
I think he goes to Washington, and I think another kind of sleeper would be Miami. Miami is, they're bad right now. They're 1-5. They were a 10-win team last season, right? And I think that if you get another week and they're not really getting what they need out of Tua, I think they might look to make a move.
I'm gonna give you one more team, the Lions. Oh,
Dan Campbell really strikes me as a I'm gonna go down with the ship kind of guy. Like, I'm going with the guys who brought me.
Yeah. Producers TV, what's going on, my man? It says LBHT. My favorite show. Thank you. Lamar MVP right now, and the Ravens getting back healthy. I can see them start to dominate teams starting soon. Also, why do you guys think receivers get open more this year? Oh, that's very very simple. We're throwing the ball more. Okay.
Well, and the receivers are better now than they have been before. Hollywood's better than he was. They have Sammy Watkins, who's a better receiver than guys they've had in that position before. Now you're seeing with Bateman, he's a more talented receiver than Miles Boykin, who they've been running out there. And even Duvernay and Prochet, they're better than they have been. So the players are better. They're throwing the ball more. But yeah, I agree. I think that they would have been getting open previously if they had just given them more opportunity.
If you watch Coach Evan from Sip to Tally Films, if you watch his breakdown of some of these plays, these games last year, you will see these wide receivers are open. Like Boykin, we talk about Boykin. He will show you some tape where Boykin is open and Lamar is not looking his way. That's because we were too run oriented, right? The play didn't call for that. Lamar is not really, looking just because the way the play is drawn, he's not really looking in that direction. But Lamar has evolved even from last year. in his MVP year. He's seen the field a lot more. It shows on the stats. Like, he's getting everybody involved. He's made it a point to get everybody involved. He spreads the ball around,
and he's making a point to not run as much.
Yes, and also, it's out of necessity because all of our running backs that we had were hurt. Every last one of them is hurt. So it's brand new running backs that we have to bring in. Teams are focusing on stopping the run because they know that's what we do. And the defense up until this week has been playing poorly. So they've been giving up points and we've been playing from behind. So it's a necessity that we have to pass the ball, right? And what they're finding out, I think they found out through these last couple of weeks. I think it's a blessing in disguise. But they're finding out is, man, our guys are just running around wide open because you have to focus on Lamar, right?
Yeah.
It like focusing on stopping a run isn't like focusing on stopping a run for Nick Chubb, right? It's not the same thing because Lamar is he's an extra person in the backfield, you know? So that means that running back could be an extra blocker. So now everybody's picked up and Lamar is roaming free. So you have to really, really concentrate on stopping the running back and Lamar. That takes an effort from your secondary as well. It only takes a split second to take your eyes off a receiver for that person to get open. And that's what you're seeing.
Yeah. Danity's asking, will Duvernay make the Pro Bowl? Yes.
On special teams, it's looking like it. He's leading the league.
He's he's arguably the best punt returner in the league, so I think he'll be there.
I'm happy for Duvernay, man, for sure. What's up, Couch Rider Raven? Shout out to Couch Rider Raven. He says they can't focus now. It's crazy balance now. Yeah.
And so, eventually, I think you're just going to see defenses, because I don't think the defenses were really afraid of their receivers, and rightfully so, based off how they played the last few years. But eventually, you're going to see them drop back, and I think you'll just be seeing defenses trying to play a lot of zone and keep their eyes on Lamar while also just, trying to stick with the receivers, and they're just not going to worry about the run game. They're just going to say, hey, if you beat us running, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for them to adjust to that because running is what we do, right? That's what Greg Roman does. And he's always going to run the ball, right? So the team that goes into the game saying, we'll just let you run the ball, I think they're going to be in for a long day.
I
honestly think that's what happened with the Chargers. I think the Chargers thought, man, we're going to, because their strength is in the secondary. They suck at tackling anyway at run defense.
Yeah.
But I think they figured at some point they're going to pass the ball, and they don't understand that Greg Roman, that's what he does. He runs the ball.
Well, look, you have to make teams pass the ball, right? Like, you have to score points, and teams will stop running.
Yeah.
Baltimore included. Like, Greg Roman panics when they start losing, and he'll just throw.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think a team's going to come into the game saying we'll give you the run all day, but we're not going to let you pass. I think it's going to be we're going to force you to pass the ball. Because I still don't think 6 weeks in, even though you've seen what Lamar can do, I still don't think defenses look at him and think he can beat them with his arm.
I think well-coached teams know that he can, and they'll do it. I think that there are a lot of teams who aren't well-coached, obviously.
Yes.
But I think when you're going up against better defensive coordinators, you'll see them hang back a bit and say, "Yeah, go ahead and try to beat me with Latavius Murray.
Yeah,
go ahead."
Yeah, and Roman will say, "Okay." because it's not Latavius Murray, it's Lamar Jackson.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. If you drop back in zone and you've got all your linebackers and your corners will have their eyes on Lamar. He won't be able to get loose, as frequently or break off runs the way you've seen him do it. You do that much easier against man coverage because the secondary has their back to you. You drop back in zone, keep your eyes on Lamar, and say, "Look, if you're going to hand the ball off to Latavius Murray all day, so be it."
Yeah.
And like you said, Greg Roman will say, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And then somewhere around midway through the third quarter, he'll turn around and say, "Lamar, please save me."
Yeah. Still need to play Williams. Tyson Williams is looking like, man, they're getting ready to ship out Tyson Williams. He was inactive again.
Well, we'll see because Latavius is hurt. So
yeah, but you got Le'Veon who's active. He got a touchdown this week.
Yeah, but they're still going to have 3 running backs. So if Latavius is out, Tyson's back in the lineup.
That's true. But look, from what I've heard, they've been getting calls. So we'll see. When is the trade deadline? That's coming up soon, right?
15 days. Producer, yeah, we mentioned that they signed Brandon Knight. Don't know anything about him, but the thought that I had on that was we're getting ready to hear that Ronnie Stanley's not coming back.
Whew, man. I still feel like he's coming back. I don't know how much longer he's going to be out. I don't think he's going to miss the entire season, though. But that would be a huge blow if he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Because we can win in regular season. We are winning. I predicted us to go on a 10-game win streak. We're currently doing that. But when we get to the playoffs, we need all hands on deck as much as possible, especially in the O-line. Our O-line is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason you can't tell is because Lamar is a great player. Okay.
Yeah.
If Lamar wasn't who he was, you would see exactly how bad it is. We're hearing it all from Panthers Nation about now it's fixed the O-line. The O-line, your O-line been bad. The O-line's been bad. But now when you got Sam Darnold back there, now I see all these charts of all the missed blocks from the O-line.
It's we can't properly evaluate him because the blocking. No, you can evaluate him. It means he's not the guy.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks in this league, even the top quarterbacks, they have to deal with poor O-line play, most of them.
Yeah.
And you just don't really notice because they're that level of player. They can kind of manage it. Sam Darnold can't. Sam Darnold's not the guy.
Yeah. All right, we about to get out of here, but real quick, if you are new, hit that like button and also subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. My man Jacob is a bit right behind me. Give a thumbs up. Yes. Yes. Shout out to Jacob Ninja King. If you want to subscribe to his channel too, because he likes posting videos from time to time. Yes. Also follow us on our social media at LBHT Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and Pinterest. And we are on Pinterest. Okay. So at LBHT Show, that's where you follow us. Also, check out our website, lbhtshow.com. We got a store on there. We sell merchandise. B writes articles on there. Our man Derek Weatherly writes articles on there.
Yes, agent. Yes.
That's my little man. That's my little man right there. That's B's nephew.
I'll try to Raven dropping his review in 20 minutes. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, check him out. Yes, for sure. So, all right, and Godson is here at the
Godson?
Yes, at the 2-minute warning. Godson shows up. That's what's up.
Did Tough Puppy hack your account? That was going on. Tough been showing up right on time lately.
Who do the Panthers have next? You get Danny's getting invested. The Giants. The Giants. And they're gonna beat the Giants. But we're gonna talk about that more on Wednesday. So yes, like I said, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We do a show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. These shows on Monday, they're not going to usually be on Monday. We try to do a reaction show right after the game, but there'll be some Sundays that we can't do it. So we'll try to make up for it on Monday.
I didn't even know you were still here, Tough. My
bad. He's always here at the end. He's always here. All right. Monday Night Football is getting ready to start. It is the Bills and the Titans.
And y'all need to cross your fingers for 24 points from Zach Moss. Actually, I'm sorry, 24.2 points from Zach Moss. I need to pick up this win.
Well, yes. Just root for the Bills because we don't like Titans anyway. And I'm playing Mikey from Off the Record Podcast in our Fantasy Football League. And he has AJ Brown and Derrick Henry. And I need them both to have a really bad day. So just go Bills, okay? Go Bills defense and win me this game, okay?
All right, I'm gonna say this again. Not go Bills, go Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Go enjoy the game, man. Have a good night, and we will see you on Wednesday, 7:15. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Peace out.